Hello and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Operalia, in which I'm going to be doing some pulls on the Vayne event banner. Yep, I have got, count them, 471 tickets ready to sacrifice in pursuit of the EX weapon for His Imperial Highness Lord Vayne Carudus Solidor from Final Fantasy XII. Now, I can imagine this was a very, very highly anticipated and very much well-awaited banner for most of you out there, and I'm no doubt sure that most of you who were intending to pull have already done so, and I hope all of you have had nothing but the best of luck. I hope that things have gone amazingly for you, and I hope that Vayne is everything you were hoping him to be in this game. So for me, this is a bit of an interesting pull, because I was originally debating with myself whether or not I was going to be skipping Vayne, to be honest, because if I'm being completely truthful, I do really like Final Fantasy XII. In fact, I think it's very underrated as far as Final Fantasy games go. I don't have as much fondness for the FF games after number 12, but I do think that 12 was in some respects quite ahead of its time. And it was incredibly fun to play because I love everything with the job system. I know the original game didn't have a job system, but I still kind of built everyone up in a unique way. Like as I was playing through the game, like I think I had Ash as my magic user, I had Bash as my main sort of knightly character, my melee damage dealer, and then I had Van as like a jack of all trades. And then of course when you progress really far into the game and you unlock the license board of everyone, then they all kind of start to become the same character, except in the Zodiac Age, which was based off the international Zodiac job system version, where everyone retains that much more uniqueness, and in my opinion it makes it much more fun to play. Even though the TZA release ended up letting you take 2 job boards at once, which makes everyone absurdly overpowered because the game was only ever intended to be played with 1 job at a time, and that's still incredibly powerful. But that's beside the point. So yeah, Vayne for me, I will admit, as far as villains go, I don't really have that much kind of a sentimental attachment to Vayne as I do to Sephiroth and I do to Kuja. Like, you know, he doesn't even remotely compare. If I was going to be talking about my favourite characters from 12, I'm talking Bash, I'm talking Balthier, I'm talking Ash, Ashelia. So yeah, they're definitely my favourite characters. I mean, Fran's pretty cool too, but you know, Bash, Ash, and Bash, Ash, and Balthier, they're definitely my favourite characters from that game. So yeah, Vayne doesn't really kind of rate there, and the story of FF12 to me, it kind of feels like they were going somewhere with it, but they never quite managed to get there. Because I think it was said that, I've forgotten what his name is. It wasn't Hitoshi Sakimoto, that was the composer, the guy who worked with Yasumi Matsuno, that's the guy, the one who worked on Final Fantasy Tactics and Vagrant Story as well, 2 of my absolute favourite games of all time, actually. They also worked on Final Fantasy XII, but I think Matsuno had to leave early in the project citing health reasons, and they kind of had to finish it with what he'd got at the time. And it kind of shows through in terms of the finished product, because it feels like they were kind of going in a certain direction, but they sort of lost their way partway through, and then they kind of cobbled something together by the end. Like, I don't even necessarily see Vayne as a villain. I mean, he's not a good person. Like, he framed someone, he staged an assassination for political gain, and he's definitely very much a power monger. But if you think about what he actually wants that power for, like he says, as Sid kind of parrots really often in the game, the reins of history back in the hands of man. Like, he wants to take control of like humanity's fate from the gods, essentially, and he wants to take matters into his own hands. And yes, that does kind of mean he's power hungry and he does kind of want to rule over people, but he's kind of ambiguous in that you never know if he wants to rule over them because he believes it's in their best interests, or whether he's just really snide sort of backstabbing politician with ulterior motives, or both, and I think both is quite likely the case. So I can't see him, like, he's definitely a nefarious individual, but I can't see him as a force for evil in the same way that sort of Sephiroth and Exdeath and, you know, all and fucking, well, Zeromus, not so much Golbez, but the same way that those guys are. Like, I can't see him in the same light. But I do find he makes for a fairly interesting character for that reason. but he's definitely a very interesting character in Opera Omnia, because his mechanics are just all kinds of busted, to be honest. Like, I pulled for Noctis despite not actually ever having played Final Fantasy 15, because Noctis in this game just looked incredibly fun to play, because he has like his plus abilities, which kind of give him a bit of turn stealing potential, and he kind of jumps his next turn right in front of the enemy, and his shooting star plus is one of, in my opinion, the most redonkulous skills in the game, because it's a guaranteed launch on whoever you're targeting, but it also deals 50 chase HP damage to every target on the screen. Like, it's an AoE Brave attack, and of course when he gets his rework it becomes an AoE Brave HP attack with a follow-up HP attack afterwards that launches and still sets everything else up ready to be launched, which is just all sorts of nonsense. And Vayne in a similar light looks to be just as fun, because he's a turn stealer, but he's the best kind of turn stealer. He's a turn stealer that creates turns out of thin air. Like, he doesn't actually use turns, he just takes 3 turns in a row instead of like 1, and it only takes up 1 in terms of turn count, which for someone who does like to try and chase for high scores is just absolutely bonkers. And not only that, he has an EX that can refill his skill uses. He can unbreak and re-break an enemy, which not only delays them, but can also prevent them from waking up and smacking you with an HP attack at an inopportune time. If you think an enemy is going to wake up and twat you in the face, you can just use that skill and you re-break it, and its bravery goes down back towards its initial bravery. Like, you know, it's really friggin' powerful. And yeah, he's like the original Ultimecia, the physical Ultimecia. It takes 3 turns in a row for the price of 1. His brave attack is strong. His HP attack plus is like a 2-hit attack that's actually decently powerful. Like, he never fucking runs out of skills, and if he does, he just refills them. He's got an aura. Like, there's nothing that the guy doesn't do in terms of gameplay. He's just so stacked, and he just looks really fun to play. So despite the fact that he's not my favourite character in FF12, my resources situation is looking good enough at this point that I'm going to chance pulling for his EX. Now, you never know, I might run through all my tickets and I might even end up pitying him. I'm not sure if I'm willing to go that far, and I definitely don't think I need him to complete content. Because one thing I've noticed with Cosmos at the moment is that as long as you have a relatively well put together team and you don't play like a brain dead idiot, then you're not going to have any problems clearing. Like, I think that Cosmos difficulty was very overrated, if I'm being honest, as long as you have decent characters and you know how to use them. Now, Chaos, I think Chaos is the real shit, but Cosmos thus far hasn't been as difficult as Agrius EX was without Agrius. And it's not been as difficult as Deuce EX was even. So, yeah, I think Cosmos, I'm just going to have some fun with Cosmos. Like, I mean, you can't piss around, you do actually have to try. But it's not like you need the most OP characters ever, 1-1-1, in order to actually get the top scores, you know, and fully complete them. Anyway, all that being said, it's time to get down to these pulls. So, let's see. Let's see if Vayne will grace me with his presence, or if he'll leave me high and dry. There's only one way to find out. Let's go. Okay, welcome back everyone. I'm terribly sorry about that. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I just drew like 2 tickets and then the game decided to hit me with an authentication error. So, yeah, that was a thing. Let's get back to it, shall we, and hope that this doesn't become a trend. So a little bit of loading in the corner there. I'm not sure what this is going to be. It's going to be a Silver Seymour armor. Okay then. So not going too well for the first however many tickets this was. It's okay, we've still got almost literally everything to play for. In fact, I literally do have everything to play for in this banner. I don't think I've got like 15 or 35 maxed out. I definitely don't have anything from Paladin Cecil. Well, I do now. Okay, a random 35. I'll take it. Oh. And we get a Troll Silver that I did a skip pull on. Whoops. Never mind. Let's keep going. And the Cecil 15. Okay. I think that's my first one of those as well. In fact, it might not be, but I'm going to lock it anyway, just because I'm not entirely sure. Let's keep going. We're like 10, like 15, maybe to 20 tickets in, 2 golds. That's pretty good. Not seen anything for Vayne yet, sadly. And here we're in a dry patch. Gotta love when that happens. Okay. And it gets to 440 tickets, so I'm gonna start counting. Still nothing at all. Okay, so 440 tickets. Let's see how many it takes before we get a gold. It's ticket number 1. Number 2. You know, I always hate this part of the game. Like, you spend so long sort of clearing content, having fun with characters, spending tickets, but then like, I mean, like, you know, no, clearing content with characters, you know, kind of building up your resources, you're building up your gems, you're building up your tickets, but then the time comes to spend them, and it's just a big sort of like a big sink of anxiety, you know. Like, if I could get away with not pulling, I think I would be quite happy at this stage in the game. Like, it is a definite gamble. Okay, so there's a little loading, so there may be something in this. There may not be. Oh! Okay, that's a Vayne 15, so there's definitely something behind it. It just wasn't what I wanted. That's fine. I've got one of those already, obviously, from the free giveaway. There's something there, so I'm going to leave this as well. This may be something. It's nothing. Nothing that I want, anyway. Nothing that I don't already have. So, I have a lot of tickets and a lot of patience. I'm going to be getting something worth pulling for, one way or another. I just hope it doesn't take all of my savings. Guys, I've read so many horror stories about this, man. There's some people who get like I pulled for Sarah's EX, and I got that in like 30 tickets, like off camera. I didn't record it because I was like, oh, I'll just do some random pulls, and it's like, boom, Sarah EX. Like, the reason that I've been able to hoard this much in the first place is because I've been so goddamn lucky. I was ready to pity on Kistis, it never happened. I was ready to pity on Sephiroth, it didn't happen. I was ready to pity on Lena, that didn't happen. I was ready to pity on fucking Rinoa, whatever, if I've said her already, that didn't happen. There have been so many banners that I've been ready to go the full 75k on, and it just never, half of them I didn't even have to do gem pulls for. It's insane. So I'm trying to save all the gems I can right now for the EX Plus era, because you can buy a book for 50,000 gems, like for 200G tokens basically, and all the banners in the EX Plus era are double EX banners. Now some of those might be EXs we have already, like Ultimecia comes with Squall EX, but some of them are like double EX banners I don't have at all, like Rem and Machina for example, I don't have either of them. And that makes them really good value to pull, because you can potentially, like, the worst case scenario, well, the worst case scenario is that you have to pity one of the EXs, but it's twice as likely to pull an EX that you don't have. So, like, my intention would be to pull an EX and then pity the other one, or to get the one I want and then just buy a book with the 50k, you know? Like that would be awesome. Because the books, when you limit break an EX plus, I mean the books, when you convert an EX into an EX plus, you get ingots, which you need to MLB the EX pluses. And progression in the Chaos era is gated largely by the number of books and ingots you have, not by the number of EXs you have. Like, pulling EXs, from what I hear, is like, well, it's not easy. It's never easy to pull an EX. I mean, just look at this shit. However many tickets we've spent without getting anything too much worth. Maybe it will change. No, it doesn't change. Of course it doesn't. So yeah, pulling EXs is never easy, but even when you pull an EX, you can't EX plus it straight away if you don't have the materials. So I'm definitely going to have to be select. Ooh, there was a big loading there. This could be something. Come on. Ah, I hate when it does that. Go away, Vincent. Don't want you. You don't belong here. Anyway, I'm going to have to plan out who I'm going to purple first in the Chaos era for sure. Could I have another gold, please? We haven't seen one in way too many tickets. Like, not meaning to sound entitled or anything, but like, it's supposed to average out to one. Alright, alright, alright. I'll be quiet. I might have known. That took forever to come in. That was like the ultimate troll. Jesus Christ. Not trying to be entitled over here, but you know. Don't make me regret pulling, game. I was already on the fence about pulling for Vayne. Don't make me regret it. We'll see what I feel like when I get down to 300 tickets. This is an entire Shiva board's worth of tickets. God damn it. Do you have any idea how mind-numbingly repetitive it is to grind that shit over and over and over again? I mean, it's worth it because of what you get, but Jesus Christ, I fucking hate Shiva. She's worse to farm than Ifrit. I hope Ramo is better. Well, I think Ramo is a single boss, and so you can cheese it with Kistis and Vayne. You know, I'm getting Vayne for multiple reasons. It's going to make summon boards easier. He's going to make farming for Sarah's artifacts in the co-op easier, which is what I'm going for. Well, I mean, obviously that's not all I'm going for, but I will admit, it would be very nice just to... Whoa, 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 okay. Alright, I'll take it, Anyway, it would be very nice to have Vayne on our side just because of how much more convenient he'll make everything. Although, it does kind of make me sad that Sephiroth may or may not see as much usage after, presuming I do actually get Vayne. But honestly, Vayne and Zack are both really appealing to me because they both have auras. Like, if you take someone like Sephiroth, the only aura he has is like the Genova, which is like an AoE slow effect. But you take Zack, he's got 40% attack and max brave aura, while tanking and dealing DPS levels of damage. You take Vayne, he's got 50% max bravery and 25% attack while being a turn-stealing demon. You know, like, having those auras that stack on top of an already offensively powerful character just makes the rest of your team that much stronger, and overlapping auras is just going to make everyone like a lot more powerful. So it really appeals to me to use characters that can provide party auras, just because they passively make everyone else better. Freya's really good for that as well. Not only does Freya have that ridiculous dragon breath technique, which does like basically Rinoa levels of damage or higher on demand, but she also has a 65% max brave aura to the party, presuming you farm for our artifacts, which is pretty freaking high. Like, it used to be that the highest in the game was Selphie at 50%, but no, she's been outdone by Freya at this point. And she's matched by perfect Sarah, to be honest. Like, Sarah with her debuff auras, artifacts, and her regular debuff aura, like, that's 50% max brave right there. Sarah's really powerful with her artifacts. I'm going to really try and farm hard in this event, because I expect that I'll be using her quite often. Like, you know, she has a ton of skill uses, she has splash damage, she has debuffs, she has buffs for days. Like, literally the only thing she can't do is heal. It's like the only thing Sarah can't do. These goals are not looking so hot, are they, at the moment? Come on, game! You know you want to give me something. Something good, something worthwhile. Don't make me go and clear all my inventory slots. Nobody got time for that shit. Come on! Tell you what, if we don't have a gold by the time we get down to 350 tickets, I'm gonna go and do a multi-pull with gems just to break it up. Okay, all right. It's another Vayne weapon. It's 15. I'll take it. The game's giving me like the bare minimum. It's just drip feeding me scraps so that I'll be content. What it is, I end up look-sacking the X's like with Sarah's, and it lulls me into a false sense of security where I forget that 150 tickets is literally only a coin flip's worth of chance to get one. And it's very possible to lose a coin flip twice in a row, which means 300 tickets is down the drain. That can happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but it can. We must never take the gacha for granted. That's what this is saying to me right now. Just not going my way right now. What this is it's karma, it's payback. Okay, random Palom weapon. Okay, so that happened exactly on 350. I'm going to do a multi just to see what happens. Am I? Yeah, I actually have the hard mode of the stories chapters still to do, so that can put me back above 380k, which is, you know, which is nice. That's kind of what I want. All right, silver. We may get something, we may not. Let's see what we get. Oh, come on, change again, change again. Oh god. Okay, not quite what I had in mind, but it's a 2 out of 11. That's fine. That's totally fine. Our first sign weapon, I feel so happy. Rage pulling intensifies. Vayne, don't do this to me. Oh shit, that may or may not have been something. Come on! Gold! No! I hate when that happens. It never used to fail me before, when it would load in something new. But now it's just playing around with me. Oh! Shit, okay. Come on! hate those troll silvers, man. There's already a 20% chance to not get a gold from a silver. Man, look at my tickets! Like, I was above 400! What's happening? Come on! Ah! God damn it! What is life? I hate everything. I don't need any more of these now. That's the 15 is MLB. I need something else. If you can't give me an X, give me a goddamn 35. Okay? Okay, game. Is that too much to ask? Maybe I'm still being too arrogant, thinking that I'm going to walk away with this with any tickets at all. Gold, 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 gold. Yes. Yeah. Okay, Cecil. I know you really love me, but now is not the time. Back-to-back silvers. And that one's just a silver. We'll be coming up on the 150 mark awful soon. Not looking too good at this point. I've not even got a single 35 in this many tickets. Well, for Vayne anyway, I mean. Sometimes it be like that. Alright, I mean, it's a Vayne weapon, but I kind of don't need that anymore. I'm good on 15s now, mate. You can start dropping me the juicy stuff. I really wouldn't mind. Like, at all, actually. Oh shit! Hot on the silvers, but is this a real one? It's a sign 15. Okay, we're moving up in the world. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's keep going. We're going places. Fuck off with your 15s! God damn it, I've got enough of them. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for it to pop up and say that I need to sort my inventory out. Oh my god! His 15 really loves me for some reason. What the hell is this? Okay. I'll get down to 300, and I guess I'll give it another multi. Oh man, this is not going so well. I mean, to be honest, this is more in line with what I would expect when I try to pull for an EX. Actually, I'm not sure I will go for another multi. I don't see the point if I've still got tickets left. I'm just going to keep on going with the tickets, to be honest. I don't want to spend gems if I can help it. I think gems not spent on a pity is a total waste. Like, some people might say it's a waste to spend tickets on a banner that you're going to pity anyway, but to be honest, I don't want to use tickets on a banner that I don't intend to fully commit to in the first place. So tickets are just like free pulls for me. I'd just kind of rather save them. but I do think that gems are very much a case of go big or go home. Like, if you don't have at least 75k now that we've got the pitch system, if you throw like 50k and 200 tickets at a banner and you can't get up to 75k before the banner goes away, then I think that's on you. I know we all have different ways of playing the game, but it really doesn't make sense not to save up for the pity amounts, just because shit can go wrong and fast, as we are seeing right now. Okay, nice. I say nice, but I really can't think of a 35 without an EX as being nice, because I'm pulling all these Cecil 35s or whatever, but I'm not really going to use them unless I pull his EX weapon, and if I go pulling for his EX weapon when it returns, I'm probably going to end up with other weapons as well that I'll already have MLB by that point. So I really can't see those 35s as like a victory. I can't be like, oh nice. You know, unless it was someone like Fran or like Freya that doesn't have an EX weapon, then it's like, yeah, awesome, I've saved on tokens. But otherwise, I just don't really see the point. Yes! Ha 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 ha! There it is. I had a feeling. It seems whenever I have a feeling about it, but I don't say anything, that's when the good shit happens. So I still don't have his 35 CP. I'm just going to token that shit. That is why I save tokens. I am done pulling. No more tickets. No more gems. Thanks for watching. And I will see everyone later. I wish you all the best of luck on your pulls, and I hope they go even better than these ones did, and I will catch you later. See ya.